Welcome to Martial Mastery Media, the channel where we explore the history, philosophy, and techniques of martial arts and warrior traditions from around the world. If you're passionate about understanding how warriors, heroes, and gods have shaped the art of combat through time, from ancient legends to modern disciplines, you've come to the right place. In today's episode, we travel back to the dawn of human civilization, into the realm of mythology, where the very first martial philosophies were born. Long before martial arts had names, belts, or dojos, humans looked to the gods and heroes of legend for guidance in battle and in spirit. From Greek heroes like Heracles and Achilles to Chinese warrior gods such as Guan and Neja, we'll uncover how mythology shaped the foundations of combat, discipline, and spiritual enlightenment. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to Martial Mastery Media, hit the notification bell, and like this video to help us keep warrior history alive. Share it with your friends, family, and fellow martial artists. And when you're ready for more knowledge beyond the battlefield, check out our sister channels. Galactic Secrets for mysteries of space, time, and extraterrestrial life, and Myths Through Time for deep dives into the ancient stories that shaped human civilization. Now, let's begin our journey through martial arts and ancient mythology. 1. The origins of martial philosophy. In myth and legend, before written records or organized training systems, humanity learned the art of battle through storytelling. In ancient times, combat was not merely about survival, it was tied to the divine order of the cosmos. Every great civilization believed that the art of war came from celestial beings, gods who embodied strength, courage, and balance. In Egypt, the god Horus fought against Set, symbolizing the eternal struggle between order and chaos. In Mesopotamia, Gilgamesh wrestled with monsters to discover wisdom. In China, celestial generals fought demons to protect humanity. These tales weren't just entertainment. They were spiritual blueprints teaching how to confront both external enemies and the darkness within. The earliest martial philosophy was therefore born not in the dojo or the battlefield, but in myth. It was a code that united physical skill, moral virtue, and spiritual awareness. Every monster slain, every duel fought by a hero symbolized an inner victory over fear, ego, greed, or rage. This concept would later evolve into the core ideals of real-world martial arts: discipline, humility, respect, and harmony. Through myth, combat became a metaphor for life itself, a constant struggle towards self-mastery. This sacred understanding of warfare would later influence the samurai of Japan, the Shaolin monks of China, and the philosophical warriors of Greece and Rome, all of whom viewed martial arts not as destruction, but as the path to enlightenment. 2. Greek mythology. The birthplace of heroic combat in ancient Greece, martial philosophy reached new heights through the stories of divine heroes. Greek myths were not only tales of bravery, they were moral and philosophical lessons disguised as battles. Heroes such as Heracles, Achilles, and Theseus became living symbols of arete, the Greek ideal of excellence in body, mind, and spirit. Heracles, the mighty son of Zeus, was more than a warrior. He was a man mastering his own nature. His 12 labors represented the trials of every martial artist, the confrontation with fear, arrogance, and weakness. Wrestling the Nemean lion barehanded taught the value of strength through courage. Slaying the Hydra reflected the need for intellect and adaptability, and capturing Cerberus without harming him symbolized restraint, the control of power rather than its abuse. Heracles' journey mirrors the inner evolution of a martial artist, strength balanced by wisdom. Achilles, trained by the centaur Chiron, embodied technical mastery. His education included not only combat, but also healing, philosophy, and music, an early version of holistic martial education. Achilles' downfall, caused by ego and wrath, became one of the greatest lessons in martial morality. That without emotional control, even the most gifted warrior is doomed by his own pride. Theseus, the slayer of the Minotaur, symbolized the power of intelligence and adaptability. His journey through the labyrinth represented the complex, confusing path of self-discovery that every martial artist must face. His triumph through cunning rather than brute force foreshadowed martial arts systems like pancration, which blended wrestling, striking, and submission into a single practical art, one of the earliest forms of mixed martial arts. Greek heroes taught that combat was not about rage or dominance, but about transformation, turning raw instinct into disciplined mastery. 3. The philosophy behind Greek combat. The Greeks regarded combat as a spiritual and philosophical discipline. Warriors were expected to train their bodies and their souls in harmony. Athletic contests, such as the Olympic Games, were sacred rituals honoring Zeus and symbolizing the pursuit of divine excellence through physical perfection. Greek training grounds or gymnasia were not merely athletic arenas, they were temples of virtue. Philosophers and warriors trained side by side, refining not just muscle and reflexes, but ethos, moral character. Courage meant facing fear, wisdom meant knowing restraint, and honor meant serving a higher purpose than oneself. Thinkers like Plato and Aristotle wrote that martial training was essential for cultivating the virtues of discipline, moderation, and balance. Later, the rise of Stoic philosophy expanded this idea, teaching that emotions should never rule action. True strength came from inner peace, a concept that centuries later would echo in Zen Buddhism and the martial philosophies of Asia. Through Greece, the foundation of Western martial ethics was laid, an unbroken tradition that linked physical mastery with moral virtue. 4. Chinese mythology, the way of the divine warriors. In ancient China, martial arts were born from a profound union of spirituality, philosophy, and cosmic order. Rooted in Taoism, Confucianism, and Buddhism, Chinese combat was never seen merely as fighting. It was a sacred dance between opposing forces, symbolizing the eternal balance of yin and yang. Guan Yu, the god of war, stands as one of the most revered figures in Chinese mythology and martial history. Originally a general during the Three Kingdoms period, Guan Yu's loyalty, courage, and righteousness earned him divine status. His weapon, the green dragon crescent blade, symbolized not brutality, but justice and moral strength. Even today, martial artists bow before his image, asking for clarity, loyalty, and self-discipline before training or combat. Guan Yu represents the ideal warrior, powerful yet bound by honor. Neja, the fiery child warrior god, embodies youthful energy, rebellion, and transformation. Riding on wheels of flame and wielding a spear, Neja's story teaches how raw power must be tempered with humility and wisdom. His rebellion against the heavens and later redemption reflect the inner battle every martial artist faces, the need to channel passion into purpose and chaos into control. The Eight Immortals, another cornerstone of Chinese mythology, represent spiritual mastery through individuality and balance. Each immortal wields unique weapons or abilities, mirroring different aspects of martial discipline: flexibility, agility, and adaptability. Their tales influenced internal martial arts like Tai Chi, Bagua Zhang, and Kung Fu, where every movement reflects cosmic rhythm and spiritual unity. 5. Martial arts as the path to spiritual enlightenment. Across both Greece and China, the essence of martial arts was transformation. Combat was a metaphor for the soul's journey toward enlightenment. For the Greeks, victory meant glory, remembrance, and immortality. For the Chinese, it meant inner balance, wisdom, and harmony with the universe. Both civilizations shared a common truth, that the greatest enemy lies within. Anger, fear, doubt, and ego must be conquered before one can truly master the blade or the fist. Training became a spiritual pilgrimage where sweat and struggle purified the soul. The warrior's journey, therefore, was not about destruction, but creation, the creation of a higher self. This belief endures in nearly every martial tradition, from the meditative katas of karate to the flowing forms of Tai Chi. The path of the warrior is the path of inner peace through discipline, balance, and humility. 6. The legacy of myth in modern martial arts. The echoes of Heracles, Achilles, Guan Yu, and Neja still resonate in dojos and temples today. Their virtues, strength, courage, loyalty, and control became the moral DNA of martial arts across the world. when a karateka bows before sparring, when a judoka accepts defeat with grace, or when a kung fu master meditates before practice, they honor the same principles that once guided mythical heroes and gods. These timeless codes form the ethical backbone of martial culture: respect, perseverance, and compassion. Even in modern systems like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Krav Maga, and Aikido, the essence remains the same: combat as a mirror of the self. Martial arts are not about conquering others, but about evolution, becoming stronger, wiser, and more centered human beings. 7. Conclusion: the eternal warrior. Within mythology reminds us that the path of the warrior is eternal. The Greek heroes and Chinese gods were more than legends. They were reflections of the human spirit's endless pursuit of greatness. Every martial artist walking the path today, in the dojo, the temple, or the open field, continues that same sacred journey. The techniques may change, but the essence remains: courage, wisdom, and harmony. To practice martial arts is to follow in the footsteps of gods and heroes, to face life's labyrinths with heart, to find strength in stillness, and to strive for unity between body, mind, and soul. The battle is eternal, but so is the warrior within. Call to action. If you enjoyed this exploration of mythology and martial philosophy, make sure to subscribe to Martial Mastery Media and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Please like this video, share it with your friends, family, and fellow martial artists, and help us keep the wisdom of the warrior alive. Continue your journey by watching our other deep dive videos on martial arts history, ancient masters, and combat traditions. And for more fascinating explorations, visit our other channels, Galactic Secrets, for mysteries of space, science, and the unknown. Myths Through Time, for the legendary stories that shaped civilizations and inspired warriors for millennia. Thank you for watching, and for being part of the Martial Mastery Media community, where we keep the warrior spirit alive through knowledge and history.